This is pt02 and this is the second work-in-progress video for my Tallgeese project. And I figured I'll start out this video by going over the little ply plate details that I've added to the skirt armor. Now basically, right out of the box, the skirt armor is going to be hollow like this. And just kind of indicative of a 90s high grade. So what I've done is I've taken this sheet of ply plate, this is 1mm, and I just took a pencil and drew out the shapes. Actually, what I would do is I would just lay the skirt armor down, trace around it, and then cut that out with the X-Acto knife, and then I would just sand it down and refine it and trim away until I had a shape that would fit just perfectly inside the back of the skirt armor. And once I had this little, I guess, master copy, I would use this as a template for drawing on here to cut out the shapes for the other three Tallgeeses. Well, two Tallgeeses anyway. And basically I'm just going for a kind of a layered vent effect. Like I just did 2 layers on the back skirt here. Put those on top of each other, and you'll get kind of a little look like that. I may go back and scribe some panel lines on there and maybe add a little bit of detail, but that's pretty much it. Also, for the side skirts, I did pretty much the same process, only I used 3 layers. So now we've got an effect that looks something like this. And again, I may go back in with some panel lines and details and spruce this up a little bit. Also, there was kind of a big empty space at the top of the skirt armor. I basically just took a piece of ply plate, bent it at an angle, and then cemented it to the top of the skirt armor there, and just sanded that little seam line away, so now it looks more solid along the top. And just put those in there. And that's pretty much what they're going to look like. Now they're just kind of sitting in there willy-nilly right now, but after I get done painting them, I'll actually glue those in place so they'll stay put and they won't be wiggling around. Now Tallgeese 1 and Tallgeese 2 are pretty much going to have their standard weaponry, but for Tallgeese 3 I did a little bit something special, I guess. Since I have 4 of these kits, that means I have 4 heat rods, and one of them, I'm just going to do the normal white and blue standard heat rod. The other one, I'm going to paint fluorescent orange and maybe do a little bit of yellow and white highlighting on it and just kind of make it look cool. And that way I'll have a heated up version of the heat rod. So I think that'll be nice. So that's 2 of the heat rods, and originally I had taken the other 2 heat rods and combined them together to make one really long heat rod. And as you can see, it's pretty much double length. But honestly, I don't even think I'm going to use it because, 1, being this long, it's going to create a lot of weight issues. And 2, I'm never ever going to use it. Because even if it's connected to Tallgeese 3 shield, it's going to be like 6 inches out this way to the side, and I probably use it like once for the photo op in the photo gallery, and maybe even show it on video, but after that I'd probably never use it again, so I didn't bother filling in the seam lines on this one or sanding it down or anything. So unfortunately I don't think I'm going to be using the double length heat rod, so I'll just be using the white and the orange versions for my Tallgeese 3. And finally, after all of the sanding and modifications and panel line rescribing, we've got 3 1:100 scale Tallgeeses ready to be primed. And after getting a nice coat of primer, here are the 3 Tallgeeses. And I have to say, they actually do look a little bit better after getting primed, because it was kind of awkward seeing these 2 kits, the Tallgeese 1 and 2, in Tallgeese 3's colors, because you'll have to remember these are all originally Tallgeese 3 kits. But now that I can see these two in a neutral color scheme, I think they look a little bit better. And of course they'll look even better once they actually get their real colors painted on. And just a few little things that I didn't cover in the rest of the work in progress. Filled in all the seam lines on the kits. You really don't realize how many seam lines are on these older kits until you actually go in and attempt to fill them all in, because they had seam lines running down the center of the leg, the center of the arm. The seam line that went around Tallgeese 3's beam cannon was especially difficult to fill in. And on the head, and the seam lines on these thruster pods were also kind of tedious. So I had to do that on all three of them, in addition to the arm modifications I did. And just like little things here, like these little pipes weren't very well defined, so I just kind of took the X-Acto knife and carved those out and made those look a little bit more separated. And I ended up removing the eagles from both Tallgeese 1 and Tallgeese 2's shields. Tallgeese 2 never had the eagle in the first place, but the Tallgeese, like in the original line art, had an eagle on the shield, and all the kits of Tallgeese came with a little eagle sticker, but in the TV show the eagle was never there, so I'm going to go for a TV show color scheme, so I just left the eagle off. I actually have a decal that I'm planning to put there anyway. So, this is where I'm at right now, and I'd said in the first work in progress video that I was going to paint these guys before working on the fourth kit, but actually I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on the fourth Tallgeese before painting these three, and then just paint them all at one time. And of course, those of you who haven't already figured it out, I'm sure you're probably wondering what the fourth Tallgeese is actually going to be. Well, I'm actually going to be modifying this kit into a 1:100 scale Leo. So I guess that about does it for this work in progress video, and at this point I'm going to take a break from the Tallgeese project and paint master grade Epion, but after that I will resume work on this project, and the next work in progress will be the construction of the Leo. So with that, I will see you guys next time.